Hey everybody, hope you're all doing well. My name is Steven and this is the Storytime channel. Today we have some I Don't Work Here Lady stories, and our first story of the day is by KThenReddit. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So just a quick story for you all. I've just got home from shopping where an interesting thing just happened that I've never laughed at more in my life. Not really an I Don't Work Here Lady story for me, but I felt like I needed to share it. Okay, so I'm shopping just a nice casual weekend day. Not a care in the world, nothing has happened to me, when I see an old man about 65 to 70 following some guy around wearing a suit. I didn't get involved or pay much attention. They could have just been family after all, so I get all of my shopping paid for when I need to go to the bathroom. I go to a stall, finish up, start to wash my hands in the sink when the same old dude and the suit guy walk in. The old man is saying, "Are you going to help me yet? Why are we in the bathroom? What are you doing?" The suit guy walks into another stall, says, "I don't work here. Never have, most likely never will. I told you that several times. Leave me alone. I only helped you get that item off the top shelf because you were struggling. It was an act of kindness. Now go away." The old man just looks confused and actually knocks on the stall door this guy just went into. "Sir, I know you were a manager, but I still need help with my shopping, please." That's when loud, long fart. I'm just stood there at the sink, stopping myself laughing, biting my tongue, trying not to burst out laughing. The old guy just shouts out, "Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear," and runs out as fast as he could. I burst out laughing and say to the guy through the door, "He's gone now, it's safe," laughing in between each word. Guy walks out of the stall and says, "I knew that fart app my son downloaded would come in handy one day." We laugh, joke about the situation, and I leave. I wonder if the old man did actually get anyone else to help, but according to the suit guy, that man followed him around for about 40 minutes and completely left his cart down one of the aisles. I'm just left kind of wondering if the old man had some kind of issue that might have meant it would have been a benefit if somebody tried to stop and help them out just a little bit more. What do you think? Do you think the guy is just fine going into the stall and doing the fart joke to get rid of the old man? Or do you think, considering the old man was following them around so much, they should have stopped and at least tried to help them however they could? Let me know in the comments down below. Our next story is by Bexbury. Apparently being tall equals shelf stacker obligated to help. Today, I braved the wilds of Lidl to do my weekly food shop. Anyone who's been to Lidl knows the uniform. I was in an Iron Maiden t-shirt and jeans. I seem to be a magnet for people who need help in shops. I'll always help where I can, but only polite people. As a tall lady, little over 6 feet, I'm constantly asked to reach for things. I usually don't mind. Today, I was pondering the complexities of tinned tomatoes when I heard an impatient ahem behind me. Assuming I was in the way, I sidestepped and apologized through my mask. I locked eyes with a woman I assume was in her late 40s and a good foot shorter than me. She proceeds to raise her eyebrows at me and go, "Well, aren't you going to help me?" whilst gesturing at the top shelf. The front row had gone. She then asked if I was deaf or just stupid. I smiled through my mask and just pushed the tray of tins back a few centimeters on the shelf and walked off. She followed me through the shop tutting, muttering about young people and lazy staff. I heard her loudly complaining about the rude tattooed slob of a shelf stacker at the next till over. I just turned and waved at her. She went nuclear and the checkout staff was just like, "Ma'am, she doesn't work here. Do you have a points card?" Petty? Yes. Deserved? Absolutely. The only thing that would have made this story even better is if they picked up the item and just held it above their head like, little kid, you can't get this. But albeit that is a very less graceful way to handle it. Our next story is by ThatLemonBunny. Sorry, I don't work here. Okay, let's just say I'm very short for my age. I was at my local Target with my niece who we'll call Diana. For a bit of context, I was coming right from volunteer work at the animal shelter. I love animals, kinda my soft spot. And I picked up Diana from her school. She wanted to go to the toy section and I agreed to buy her something small. While I'm joking around with my girlfriend, who was with us, Diana comes up to us with one of those LOL dolls. We agree it's alright for her to get it and start walking over to the food. My girlfriend separates from us to get some vitamins. Here is where the drama comes up. "Excuse me, ma'am." I turned around to see a woman with her 3 kids. Yes, a typical Karen. "Oh, I'm sorry, do you need to get by me?" "No, I need you to tell me where the laundry detergent is." I was obviously confused because I don't even look like I work there. I was wearing a shirt with Todoroki on it and jeans. I'm a big weeb, not a uniform. "I'm sorry, I don't work here. I think somebody who does work here is in the next aisle though." Diana says, "Auntie Lemon, who is this?" "Get your brat to shut up." Diana and I were absolutely shocked. Diana started to cry and my girlfriend, let's call her Remy, bends down to comfort her. Remy says, "Shh, Dia, it's alright. She didn't mean to hurt your feelings." I say, "What is wrong with you? I don't work here, alright?" "Yes, you do. Let me see your manager." "I don't have a manager, ma'am. For the last time, I don't work here." At this point, an employee came over. "Is there a problem, ladies?" "Yes, she isn't letting me see her manager. Call him over." Let me make this clear, the manager is a woman, not a man. "She's on a business call, but I can get the manager already." I was helping Remy calm down Diana at the time, and the employee looked like he was about to throw the Karen into a wall. Fine. Don't blame me if she kills you." The manager came walking over, clearly pissed off. They said, "What's going on, ma'am?" "You need to fire these two Not you. I was talking to this young lady." I then summed up what happened to the manager. "She's lying." The manager said, "Ma'am, I'm going to have to tell you to leave the store." Keep in mind, she had 3 kids who looked at least 10 to 15 each and looked embarrassed as freak. In the end, she left, and Diana got an extra toy. Karen, if you're seeing this, freak you. You just wish that these kinds of people had more common sense as far as looking at uniform and wardrobe, but I'm pretty sure that most of these kinds of Karens, once they lock onto somebody, even if they know they're wrong, they're too incapable of being able to correct themselves that they just go all in on it. Our next story is by alxwak. Hard hat and reflective vest is apparently the new dress code for fast food employees. This happened a few hours ago. A week ago, a construction company I occasionally work for got a contract to repair a bridge over an exit of a highway. They contacted me to be nurse on site for the crew. We started Monday and quickly found out that for coffee and lunch, somebody would have to go 3 kilometers away to the nearest rest stop where a cafe and the Golden Arches were. Usually either me or the foreman would go during the break with all the orders. Today, it was my turn. We had to break early because the crew had to work near a high voltage pylon and we were waiting for the power company. So I take everyone's order, jump in my car, and drive to the rest stop. Due to force of habit, I'm still wearing my reflective vest with first aid with black letters on the back and have my hard hat with me. And of course, I took my hard hat with me, again from force of habit. As I'm waiting on the line for the Golden Arches, the foreman calls me to say there was a mix-up with the paperwork for temporarily cutting power from the pylon, so we were shutting down for the day. They couldn't work around the pylon because it was on the final part to repair. So the orders were canceled, but I decided to grab a coffee and relax a bit before heading home. I grabbed my coffee from the cafe, Mickey D's coffee is like making love in a canoe, and head to the outside tables. In order to go to the patio, I have to pass from the fast food tables. And then I hear the dreaded neck-clearing and shrill voice saying, "Excuse me." I keep walking and I hear it again, louder this time, and a hand grabbing my arm. I turn around and look at her arm. She gets the hint and removes it. She is in her late 40s to early 50s, with the classic haircut associated with Karens but with a bad red dye job. Expensive trashy clothes, big sunglasses, and, thank God, a mask. She stands around 5'2" to 5'3". I, on the other hand, am 6'3", wearing a blue polo shirt, jeans, safety boots, a Bluetooth earpiece, my vest, and the hat on a clip on my belt. The Arches employees wear red polos with the emblem in gold on the left side, while the cafe employees wear black pants, white shirts, and brown aprons. "Where is my order?" I honestly have no idea.
What? I placed it 10 minutes ago.
Starting to get angry. Sorry, but I don't work here. And I try to leave. She grabs my arm again. I turn around and I'm getting a bit angry.
I demand you to bring me my order.
Still grabbing me. Remove your hand. I reply with anger slipping in my voice. She complies and I walk away. Karen follows me outside.
This is no way to treat a customer, she shouts. I demand to speak with your manager.
I already told you I don't work here.
Oh, we will see about that, she says and starts yelling, Manager, manager.
Well, speak of the devil and he will appear. The manager of the Mickey D steps outside to see what the commotion is all about. At the same time, the foreman had the same idea as me and had just stepped onto the patio. He sees what's happening and makes a beeline to me. He asks what happened. The manager is trying to calm Karen down to no avail.
I demand you to fire him, she screamed, pointing at me. He was rude and declined to help me.
The manager looks at me, my clothes, and back at Karen. Madam, he does not work here. He has a safety vest and a hard hat, which are not part of our dress code. He is just a client like you. And he makes much better burgers than this joint, my foreman adds, making three of us laugh. Karen looked at us, then at the manager, and then stomped off. The foreman got a coffee and we chilled for a bit before heading home. So, another day, another I don't work here, first for the month. It really takes somebody a little special to see somebody in construction clothes in a McDonald's and go, oh yeah, this guy works here. Did McDonald's rebrand their cashier uniforms to match the Village People or something? Or what's going on in this Karen's mind? Did they see the little Bluetooth headphone thing in the guy's ear and think, oh, that must be like a drive-through thing? I'm not actually sure what gravitated towards her thinking this was an employee. Our next story is by Tinker1227, Karen versus Firefighter. We had a Karen at a festival that I work at. We have volunteers and firefighters directing traffic. I'm a firefighter, and this Karen was just letting it have it to this girl who was directing traffic. This girl was a freshman at my high school. When I walked over, I asked what's wrong. The girl was starting to cry. The Karen started yelling at me, calling me a jackbutt because I was defending my friend, and I had no right to interfere. I'm a 220-pound firefighter and have the voice of a drill sergeant. At that point, I lost it. I basically said, get the freak out before the sheriff's deputy drags you out for harassing a minor. I said that all so loudly that the chief who was in command of my unit and most of the festival heard me, and I was about 600 yards from them. Karen was escorted out by the sheriff's deputy and was banned. The chief said, well, if we ever need a loudspeaker, I know who I'm calling, gave me a pat on the back, and gave me some lemonade because I lost my voice. Just when you thought you couldn't respect firefighters more, you hear stories like this go down, and you get even more grateful. You gotta have some steel balls to be a firefighter and do the things that firefighters do. So my hard hat's off to OP, not only for being a firefighter, but also for helping out this girl in need and doing the right thing. And also I got a little bit of a sweet tooth, so I'm kind of hoping that lemonade really hit the spot because that sounds pretty good to me. And our final story of the day is by Mel9879875. I was the lady once. I was at a popular retail chain looking for a window air conditioner for my small apartment. I had never bought one before or had any idea of how many square feet my apartment was or how big of an air conditioner I would need. This older gentleman was in the same aisle wearing khakis and a blue shirt, so I asked him if he could help me. He said, I don't work here, but I can try. His wife then walked up next to him and they spent a good 10 minutes helping me figure out what would work best for me. They were super nice and they said they had a daughter around my age and would appreciate someone helping her if she was in a similar situation. I bought the AC they recommended and it worked great for years. Not all I don't work here lady stories are bad. This is what I think it's all about. I constantly say basic human decency. This is even a step above and beyond actually stopping to completely help them figure out what they needed when they're just a random stranger. but these are the heartwarming stories that you love hearing about. There's nothing better than hearing a nice older couple stopping to take 10 minutes out of their day to help you find exactly what you were looking for. It's the kind of thing that you look back on and you're really happy about and you can smile at for a long time. But with that being said, that's all the time we have for today. So, which of these stories was your favorite and why? Let me know in the comments down below. But besides that, if you enjoyed the video, please consider liking and subscribing and turn notifications on if you haven't so you'll never miss an upcoming video. Any little thing that you do helps the channel grow so much more. Whether it's commenting, subscribing, or just watching the video, thank you all so very much for supporting me right here on the Storytime channel. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all next time right here on the Storytime channel.